Terror in Maryland that leftist media completely ignored for sick reason. Look what camera caught. All across Europe, Muslim terrorists continue to bathe the world in blood, as terror attacks are sadly becoming the new normal thanks to the reckless antics of liberal politicians who keep letting these third-world country vermin take over. But now these Muslim barbarians are bringing the fight to our shores, as terrorists are flooding into our country, due to liberal politicians and judges who keep blocking Trump's migrant ban. Now a terrorist in Maryland has just gone on a massive shooting rampage, after attempting to assassinate members of our law enforcement in a bloody shootout that is just now starting to make headlines today. What's absolutely sickening is how in the wake of any incident perpetrated by Muslims, the liberal media will immediately kick their antics into full gear, whitewashing any mention of Islam or terrorism, as the love affair between leftists and Muslim terrorists continue to defy all human logic. While local news stations in Maryland reported on this attack several days ago, not one word was mentioned about this shooter's possible ties to Islam, as the video released from the incident clearly showed the bearded man in full Islamic garb engaged in a highly disturbing shootout with local Maryland police.Local news station. WBALTV was one of the only news sites to even report on the incident, after a crazed man robbed two people at gunpoint. Dundalk, Maryland. Police immediately swarmed the scene after receiving frantic calls by locals around 2:49 p.m. After arriving on the scene, what appears to be a man in Islamic garb then attempts to evade authorities by hopping on a bus. Officers quickly surround the bus, where a shootout between the armed man and law enforcement then ensues. One female police officer was shot twice in her lower body, where she remains hospitalized and in serious condition. Police say a 21-year-old female also suffered a gunshot wound to the lower body but is thankfully expected to survive. Here's a video taken by an eyewitness of the shootout. Thankfully the idiot was fatally shot before he was able to target any more police or innocent bystanders, WBALTV reported. Police said, the suspect tried to flee but collapsed a short distance from the bus, suffering at least one gunshot wound. He was pronounced dead at the scene. When the police responded out here, they were able to locate the MTA bus that they thought was involved. They stopped the MTA bus and they engaged the suspect. At some point during that engagement, the suspect fired shots at the officers. The officers then returned fire and shot the suspect. One officer was shot in that altercation. The suspect was shot and he is now deceased, Baltimore County Police Officer Jennifer Peach said. The road was closed, so I pulled up and I stopped and I saw weapons drawn. The next thing I know, I hear shots being fired. While I'm sitting in the truck, there's a sign next to me and a bullet hit that sign next to me. Next time I look up, the female officer is shot and she's down. I threw the truck in reverse and I just backed out of there to keep from getting hit, Clayton Brown, a witness, told the I-Team's Barry Sims. A passenger on the bus who witnessed the robbery and had called 911 was fearful the man in Islamic garb would then turn on her, and was frantic when the man then got onto the bus with her and several other passengers. I'm thinking he's going to kill me because he knew I saw him rob that guy, the unnamed passenger said. Following the shootout, police found 2.40 caliber semi-automatic handguns located next to the assailant, as well as numerous gun magazines and ammunition. The suspect, identified as Herb, had a lengthy criminal history in Maryland and neighboring states, including charges for robbery, weapon violations, assault and theft, police said. He also had an open warrant through Pennsylvania, Fox Baltimore reported. It will be interesting to see what other details emerge from this case, as it was confirmed that at least one officer was wearing a body camera during the time of the incident, and cameras on the bus also captured the shootout. As of now, no one has even mentioned this man's possible ties to radical Islam, even though it appears as though he's wearing full Islamic garb in the video.